Hi everyone, this is Hannah. I haven't been here for a while. It's been about 3 weeks, but I'm here now, and it's art fight season. If you don't know what art fight is, it's like an annual art trading game. A bunch of artists go online and they upload their characters, and then you can draw each other's characters, and it's a lot of fun. I have been participating for the past, I want to say 3 years now, maybe four. And I've never been on a winning team yet, and this year probably also isn't my year. Um, so it's a lot of fun. But that's what I've been prepping for. And I'm also using this video as an excuse to complete my different mediums series. Because the last one I wanted in the series was to be a digital art piece, and all I'm doing for Art Fight is digital art pieces. So without further ado, I'm gonna yap to you about my characters and who's on my art fight. And I mean, if you're watching this and you partake in art fight, I'm gonna leave my profile in the description so you can like follow me if you want to, and you can maybe draw my guys and I can draw your guys and it'll be fun and we'll have a good time. But I'm gonna talk about the video now. Okay, cool. Okay, so what I did for all of these characters was I sketched them out in my sketchbook first, and then I scanned the photos and then put them on Clip Studio Paint and like messed with the layer and made it into line work and whatnot. And that's what I did for all of them, and that's what I've been doing for a lot of the attacks as well, because I don't feel comfortable just doing digital art yet again, because I took like I want to say 6 to 8 month break from it, and I've just been doing traditional art, and I've been only doing traditional art on my channel, and so I don't feel I don't feel as skilled in digital art as I did when I was doing it all the time. Um and also, I just kind of like how this looks. Like, I like how it looks textured and it looks messy, and I feel like it's a good progression to go in. Now, I will say that this character specifically, her and the next one, are the only two that I, like, fully fleshed out, I think. And what I mean by that is, like, the line work looks smooth. Like, I still put effort into it, and I feel like after the second character, it kind of drops off because it was getting closer to the deadline, and I thought I had less time than I actually did, and everything was going badly. But it's fine, it's okay, we'll get through it. And eventually I will redesign their characters, and I'm gonna redo these sheets when it's over. Eventually, I think I will. But so that's what's up with the whole transfer thing that you saw in the beginning. And right now I saw somebody else do like a cool like not functional kind of character sheet that I thought was really cool, and it used like textures and stuff, so I wanted to try that out. Didn't work, and now I'm going in with flat colors and just coloring it. But let me talk to you about the character. So this woman's name is Wendy. She's based off of the Wendy's mascot. She was originally a Zomboid character that I had played, and I just wanted to play the Wendy's mascot, and I wanted to play like kind of insane. And when I say Wendy's mascot, I mean specifically the mascot on Twitter. If you haven't seen that, I don't have a Twitter account, but I see like reposts of it on Instagram a lot. But whoever does the PR for that company just is kind of unhinged with how they portray Wendy, and I really liked it, and so I made a character based off of it, not expecting it to become an actual OC. But this is Wendy, and her story has a lot of trauma-based kind of things in it, but basically she was institutionalized because she had an affinity for like dissecting creatures and bugs and collecting insects and whatnot, and her parents freaked out and was like, hey girl, you can't be doing this, like we have a reputation to uphold in our neighborhood or whatever, you know, super like picture perfect, trying to be picture perfect family. And so they caught her doing that, and they sent her to a psych ward. She ends up in the psych ward for a couple of years, from like 9 to 14. She ends up starting a chemical fire one day, and like it blows up part of the freaking institution. And then she got charged with arson and basically she takes place in the apocalypse, I will say, after that. Most of these characters do, but she sees the apocalypse as a way for her to continue expressing herself without society like conforming her into somebody, but she's also just kind of insane is the problem. So that's Wendy. This next girl, her name is Rumor. She is a ghost. She's a part of a larger story that I'm working on or trying to convince myself to work on. I would like to make it into a graphic novel someday. But basically, she haunts a house. I'm trying not to give too much of it away because eventually I would like to make it into a bigger thing, but I'll try to give you bare bones. She is from the Victorian era, and she haunts the same house that she had died in. And nobody knows why she dies. And that is all the lore I'm going to say on her because I don't want to give too much away right now because I'm still trying to figure it out. But the premise of the story is that she falls in love with the new tenant, and good and bad things happen. And the new tenant is actually another character that I'm going to do a speed paint on here shortly, but yeah, so she's a ghost girl. And also when she was alive, she was a famous painter. She's I think originally she was from France, and then she moved to England when the Victorian era started, and she also was a feminist in her time. For example, I like how I'm talking about this like they're real people, right? But she like advocated for women to be in galleries and advocated for gallery spaces and artist residencies that didn't involve men in the process. So no men jurors kind of thing, and galleries just full of women artwork kind of thing. And yeah, so she was a famous painter, exhibited internationally. What else can I say? Yeah. And then her outfit is like I found some photos online of like real Victorian era dresses and stuff, and I kind of tried to keep it to the style, but also the storyline in the graphic novel that will be coming out at some point, who knows? I haven't really started it, but it takes place, I want to say, somewhere between mid late 90s up to 2000s. I'm not exactly sure. Right now it's more 90s, but I kind of like the idea of simple technology in it as well, so kind of been playing around with that. But yeah, so her outfit is based upon Victorian outfits. There's like a corset in there. There's like really intricate jewelry, at least intricate in my mind. And then she's got like a brooch, and she's got like this ruffled thing going on. And then after I finished the speed paint, here was the screenshot that I took of her final design. Okay, so after Rumor, we have this guy named Noah. He's a part of a totally separate storyline from Wendy and Rumor. He exists in the Midwest. I'm thinking Nebraska, Illinois kind of area. I don't know exactly where, but also a part of a bigger project that I am hopefully working on. So he's a baseball player for his high school's varsity team. He loves baseball, and he's good at baseball. If he was like, if you've seen the Barbie movie, his Ken job is baseball, basically. He's like a popular kid, and he's just kind of grown up in this little country town. And his dad is a pastor who works at the church, like the one church in town. He doesn't have the greatest relationship with his dad because his dad started dating a new woman after his mom died, but it was like 6 months after, and so he kind of hates his dad. He's got a pretty big problem with alcoholism since his mom died. And he has this girl best friend named Debbie, who's also part of the speed paint you'll see later. And the two of them grow up together, and it's kind of just like Midwest angst, OC, and it's cute, and I like it. But yeah, so that's Noah. And a lot of these characters, I'm still working on, I'm still trying to flesh out. So these are basic ideas, but yeah. Okay, so this next character is named Mickey. He is the one that moves into Rumor's old house. Um, his cousin is a landlord, and his cousin is like, hey. Oh, also he's a wizard. Okay. So his cousin's a landlord and is like, hey, you just got out of wizard school and you need somewhere to live. Well, I have this place that you could live in, teehee. And he's like, okay, sounds good. And so he goes and he's living there and everything's fine. And then he finds out that there's a ghost in his house that he's living in. And so the story is kind of just how all that unfolds and how it happens. He's working under an alchemist. He's an alchemist apprentice, and he's also like 100 plus years old because wizards live a long time, and also Rumor is like 100 plus years old. And at first I didn't have a face for him because I'm trying to learn how to get better at drawing faces. That's one of my weakest points in art in general. And so he didn't have a face for most of the speed paint. And plus, I thought that Art Fight was starting sooner than I had thought it had other years. Like it was June 30th, and I was like, oh my god, Art Fight is starting today. And then, so I submitted everything really fast, and then I was like, wait, I have another day to do it. And so I threw a face on him, and that's the story about him. Okay, this is the last character. Her name is Debbie. She is the one that's paired with Noah, and her vibe is kind of like farmer's daughter, but in this case, it's farmer's granddaughter. Um, she lives on a farm. She does farm girl activities. She goes to church. She's very religious. She helps out in the church and whatnot, and that's kind of her life up until the apocalypse happens. By the way, did I say that they're both in the apocalypse? Can you tell that there's a theme here? um, she is trying to find herself. Like, she doesn't feel like she's perceived how she wants to be perceived, and uh, she doesn't dress the way that she wants to, she doesn't feel the way she wants to, her hair isn't cut the way that she wants it to be cut, and so there's just all these things. She's just kind of in the shadow of her grandparents, who are like wealthy-ish farmers, and she just kind of has to uphold like the good girl kind of Christian, pious, uh, aesthetic, I guess. Not really an aesthetic, lifestyle, I guess. Um, and what she really wants to do is rebel, and she yearns for rebellion. She yearns to be seen as more than just like one-dimensional in that way. And what I mean by that is, only being seen as just this goody-goody kind of person, having no other personality traits or anything, just kind of doing what you're being told to do. Um, she hates that. And so her whole goal is to rebel and find herself in the apocalypse, and the apocalypse is the perfect time to do that. And also I will say that when she's with Noah, she kind of explores that side a little bit more. They get up into a lot of trouble when they're hanging out. Like, they'll sneak out and they'll go to bars and they're using fake IDs because they're underage, and he's kind of a bad influence on her, but it's what she likes and what she wants. And, of course there's a little romance subplot in there. But yeah, so that's Debbie. And last but not least, I wanted to show off my Art Fight team card. So I have the Axe Murderer, the Painter, the Baseball Star, the Alchemist, and the Farmer's Daughter. That is my user on Art Fight. I do Friendly Fire, I do Revenge. I am not sure what Mass Attack means, but maybe I'll do it. And I have humans, I have monsters, and I have little guys. And so, with that being said, I hope everyone has a great art fight, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.